Okay, hello once again. Hope you haven't found the videos too painful. I must say, after having done 3 of these, I much prefer having people in front of me, or at least having people on a screen. It's kind of weird getting no feedback, so hopefully you got something out of the videos. Like I said, there's no time for questions, there's no time to answer anything, or there's no opportunities to answer anything, I should say. So please reach out if you have any questions. If you want something to be explained further, will be available uh, on March 11th. I think you'll still be on spring break on 11th or 12th. I mean, nothing's going to stop you from watching them once they're posted. But definitely on March 17th and 18th and 19th, I will have and then the 20th, I'll have quite a bit of time. I'll be home for most of the time. And so if there's anything I apologize if anything didn't come out well or had trouble explaining, but we're doing our best, and I will make myself available whenever you need me. So let's go over a couple things here. I want to go over first. I want to talk about the project a little bit. I do want to have a preliminary meeting. I will send out a separate document before, definitely before March 22nd, hopefully before March 15th, with some time preferences. I just want to have like a 15 to 30 minute, 30-minute meeting with each group. I like each group member present, just to talk about some basic things for the assignment. So I want to make sure that you understand the assignment. I want to make sure that you can state the objective of the assignment. I'm going to ask you what you are trying to do. I will answer any question that you have. I'd like you to share a work plan and a research plan. I'd also like for you to look at your preliminary calculations and any preliminary actuarial selections. So that Excel spreadsheet has some selections. You don't need to have the selections necessarily for the prices and the reductions of the vehicles, but the actuarial stuff being, I believe it's the increased limit, or not increased limit, the LDFs, and the loss trends, and the A&O, or the ULAE, whatever they call it. So then if you have any early findings, anything you want to share, feel free. You can share as much as you'd like, but those are the things that I would at least expect you to have. I'd like you to have a research plan, what you plan to do, and at least look at your preliminary calculations just to make sure that you're on the right track. So, because I want to give you the best chance to be successful. The second thing I want to do, I want to briefly cover, is a lot of struggles for the lifetime value analysis problem. So I want to make sure that, because this will probably be a question on the exam for lifetime value, and I want to give you the best shot possible to do it correctly. So I'm just going to go over from the homework. I'll go over the first problem, and then I'll go a little bit slowly. I'll go over the second one more quickly. So if you got this one right, or if you don't think you need any help, you can fast forward right through this if you'd like. There's nothing stopping you. So let's look at here what the profit. Let's just try to calculate all the different calculations. So the profit, number 5, is 2 minus 3 minus 4. So average premium minus average losses minus the expenses. So your profit is premium minus losses minus expenses. And then you just copy down, and then this is the total row here. So your total profit for this particular case, the 16-year-old, is $390, even though you lost a lot the first year. Your cumulative persistency, so that is, what is the probability that somebody who was there the first year is there any second year? So what's the probability that anyone who was there the first year is there the first year? Obviously is 100%. The probability of any subsequent year is the probability that you were there for that year times the probability that you were there the previous year. So 75 times 100. And you fill down, and it should work out. So make sure that your calculations are right. 80% times 56.3% is 45%. That's your cumulative persistency. So there's probability and persistency. The persistency is a probability that you are persisting from one year 1 to year X. So then your adjusted profit. Your adjusted profit is now your profit times the probability that you're going to be there. So the profit for the first year is obviously the profit itself, $200, because everybody's there. Your adjusted profit then for for the next years is a probability that you are actually still with the company. You're still insured with whatever company you are. So the probability of these 16-year-olds, the people that made it to 17, since it's only 75% of them, we only realize 75% of the $65, and all the way down. So we only realize 45%. So 255 is going to be less than half, 114.75. Okay, you have adjusted profit. Now you want the present value of the adjusted profit. So the present value is this discount rate here, 5%. So the present value the first year is 0. Yes, so the 1 minus 1. So you look down here, row 8 or column 8 divided by, column 8 divided by the discount rate to the year minus 1 power. So again, this is the first year, the probability that you were there. So the profit times, or divided by, divided by 1 plus the discount rate to the year minus 1. So but since we do year 1, 2, 3, 4, I could call it year 0, 1, 2, 3 if I wanted to. But since we called it year 1, we'll subtract 1 from it, minus 1. So the first year should be that same thing because everybody's there the first year. So the first year is, the first year should always be the exact same amount because you're not discounting anything and everybody's there. So the second year should be a little bit lower. It really should be this, 40.75 with the discount rate times 2 minus 1. So divided by 1.05. You're going to divide by 1.05 squared, 1.05 cubed. So the number should go further. It should be further away from their previous numbers, which does make sense. You can actually start summing these and making a little bit of sense. I hit my toolbar, so I'll just make it easy like this. Present value of the premium. This is one I think people struggle with. It's if you want to call it present value of the adjusted premium, if that makes it easier, feel free to email me with your thoughts on that. The present value of the premium should be the present value of the premium divided by, I think, the losses too. So let's see, 2 times 7. So 2 times 7, so times the persistency, divided by 1 plus the discount rate to the 1 minus 1 power. So the present value of the premium is this for the premium times the persistency, so times the probability that you're actually there, and then divided by the discount rate. 1 plus this guy here, discount rate, to the power of year minus 1. Or year 0, essentially, if you want to call it that. So this should be the exact same amount. The first year, there should nothing be discounted the first year. This is one way that you can really make sure that it's correct, is to type your formula, but make sure that it sort of all cancels out for the first year. So the present value of the premium for the second year is the premium, and test it out. Premium times the persistency, so 1,350 times the probability that you actually showed up for that year, 75, minus the time, then take into account the time value of money. And this last one here, how does this last one work? Present value, oh, see, I even screwed up. Sorry about that. Yeah, times 8. I wonder if that's my fault. It should be 8, not 7. I don't think wasn't the most common mistake. Most people didn't take the persistency into account, or didn't take discount rate at all. That makes more sense. See, I would edit that out if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So the present value of the premium and the discount rate here. So 1,200 times 45%, 466.47. You add them up. So your profit is then your present value of adjusted profit divided by the premium. It's always your profit percent. Your percent profit. Minus 13.3, 4.8, 20.8, 21.3. So those of you who got it right did get 2.3%. Some of you got it right, a lot of you didn't though. So I would like to make sure that you understand that. Okay, so for those of you who don't want to see another one, I'm going to skip to the exam, but then I'm going to come back. If you want to take time and go over this, we'll go over this. Okay, so for a 3-hour class, it's already, see, I started this right about 6 just because that's the time I started. Or 6, now it's after 10. It actually takes longer to record one of these classes. So, let's see. Let's go to the slides. Okay, so we're going to go over the exam and the assignment and the exam, and then we'll go back to another persistency area problem if you desire to watch it. Like I said, I'm here for you. I'm here to go over something as much as you would like. We'll do another video. I'd like to hear what you think of this class too. I'm going to ask you on next Tuesday or the following what you thought, and whether you thought this was useful or not. Okay, so I'll send out the assignment before be there before March 15th. If you do the assignment, it's due on March 23rd. I apologize. That should be March 22nd. Okay, there you go. I changed the slide. So the assignment is due March. Okay, so as I was saying, the homework is due Tuesday, March 22nd at 8 a.m. That's the day of our exam. So if you turn your assignments, I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to review anything with me if you would like, or to get feedback. So if you turn in your assignment by Friday, March 18th, 11:59, I will guarantee to have it graded by Saturday, March 19th at 3 p.m. I'll probably start on sometime Saturday morning or early afternoon, but if it's turned in by midnight or a minute before midnight on the 18th, I guarantee you'll have it Saturday, 3/19, 3 p.m. If you're a little bit later, you turn your assignment by Monday on 3/21. I will be grading assignments sometime in the early evening hours of March 21st. So that will be by 8 p.m. And then any assignment you turn after 4 p.m. on 3/21 may not be graded until after the exam. So if you turn your assignments, earlier, you'll have a much better chance of getting feedback, and you'll be able to incorporate that feedback for your studying. I will also be around. I'll have extended office hours Monday 3/21 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The days that I will be available, I will be out of town on March 14th to March 16th. So if you answer a question, I will respond on or before Thursday 3/17. If I do get back earlier, if I do have some time on Tuesday or Wednesday, straightforward enough, I'll try. But I will respond to emails on March 17th. I will be home. Probably March Madness starts then. That's one of my favorite things to watch. I don't have a whole lot of plans that weekend as far as away from the house. So if you do want to talk at all, go over anything, like I said, it's not the most convenient thing having a video class right before an exam, but if you want something explained, just reach out and we'll schedule some time. Schedule some time on Google Meets. I'm definitely open and willing to do that. So let's talk about the exam itself. So anything from our February 23rd class to the present will be on the exam. So it'll be the exact same thing. Exam from 6 to 7:20. Class will be from 7:30 to 8:50. It will be. This is actually, I didn't have a problem last year having this class right after reserving. It's just background reserving and data. It's nothing really that intense. It's really, really basic stuff. And then we'll go over a couple things just get ourselves into out of pricing mode. The last third of the class is mostly reserving. So what will be the potential exam topics? Indication formula, both loss ratio and pure premium, just that general formula, expense calculations, competitive analysis, the win ratio and average rank. Those I remember being pretty easy points. Lifetime value, which usually is a little bit more challenging. We just went over, and if you want to go over it again, I will finish recording that last video. 4 criteria of class rate making, the LOSS, and then you'll may be asked to evaluate a class based on the criteria. The loss ratio method, using competitor as a complement. For class rate making, we won't do that goofy pure premium method. I'm not going to put you through that. The stuff we did today, credibility criteria, the full credibility standard and partial credibility, no Bielmann, just classical, trended present rates, and then ILFs and deductibles, which well, for me, we just went over about half an hour ago. For you, depends on when you watched it. So that is the exam for March 23rd. That is all I'm going to go over at the end of this video. If you wish to stay on, I'm going to go over one more lifetime value problem, just if you need help reinforcing it. But if not, good luck, and I will see you at office hours, or I will see you or I'll see you any other time. Like I said, feel free anytime. Feel free to reach out if you want something explained. So I'm here. I want you to learn the material. So good luck, and we will see you sometime. All right. So let's stick around then for the last. We'll do this last problem here. Let's go over this last problem, and then we will call it a video. Okay, so profit again. We could just be lazy and copy and paste, but I do want to go over the calculation again. So profit, premiums minus losses minus expenses. So this first one we made $30, but you can see we're losing some money in raw profit down the road. So what are the chances then these 75-year-olds stick around? So typically older people have higher retentions, higher renewal probabilities, so their persistency is going to be higher. So the cumulative persistency for year 1 is 1. The persistency for year 2 is persistency for the previous year times the current year's renewal probability, and so on and so forth. So only 45% of the 16-year-olds were around for that 4th year. Almost 80% of the 75-year-olds were around for that 4th year. Adjusted profit. That is your profit times the persistency. So equals profit times persistency. 7, so $30 all the way down. So this 133 loss gets muffled, doesn't get muffled that much, so only do $105. Present value of adjusted profit. Present value of the adjusted profit is the adjusted profit times or divided by 1 plus the discount rate, 5%. So 20.57 all the way down to, so now your profit gets adjusted for the time value of money all the way down to 100.79. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry, one discount rate. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. It's getting late. One discount rate plus the to the power of, I knew that I was doing something wrong. To the power of year minus 1. I apologize for that. That's better. Okay, yeah. See, the kind of look at this 105 only went down to 100. That didn't seem to make any sense. So that's one thing for doing well on exams is knowing how you can look at something and realize that you made a mistake. Okay, so your present value of your premium then. Again, it's the present value of the adjusted, present value of the premium is both It's adjusted by persistency, and it's adjusted by the time value of money. So it's the premium times the persistency times the time value, or divided by the time 1 minus the discount rate, 1 plus the discount rate, 1 plus your discount rate to the power of year minus 1. Year minus 1. Does that make sense? So $750 premium, yes. $750 the first year. Let's look at the second year. Make sure I did this right. Premium times the cumulative persistency times 1 minus there's a discount rate. You can see which cells light up. So that usually helps. Let's go down to row 4, see what cells lit up. We lit up this cell, cumulative persistency, which is good. The premium, year minus 1, and the discount rate still lights up. So $525. So the sum, you start summing like adjusted profit. It doesn't make sense to sum anything else. So your present value of your profits and the present value of your premiums. Notice you're losing a little bit of money here. So your present value of your profits is 30. Premiums is this. And then subtract 1. Don't subtract 1. 4%. Yeah, I did the same thing. 4%. I'm doing indications here. So this last year, you lose 17.4%. So that means your adjusted profit is a minus 2.4. So what's something that you could do to change? Some of you had some good ideas, even if you calculate it correctly or not. Maybe you can't sustain. Maybe I think one of the thoughts was you can't sustain this this later price. Maybe if you made this $800, people kind of did some nifty things. 800 didn't do enough. It still subtracted 100 for it. Maybe 820. People were playing around with those. There's other things that you can do. People had some, I thought everybody thought it over pretty well, but some folks didn't calculate it well. So that is all I had. If you have any other questions, like I said, feel free, stop at office hours, or reach out to me separately with any questions. So I'm definitely thank you for watching all these videos, and thank you for allowing me to be out of town and do the class this way. And I'm interested to see how it goes. I didn't have to record any classes last year, so this is a new thing for me. And again, thanks to my 15-year-old Andrew for helping me record these videos too, to make sure that it's a good experience for you. So thank you very much. Have a good one, and I'll see you somewhere down the road.